We know Ice Cube, he developed the contract for Black America, and that he sat down with the Trump team. He got some communication back from the Biden team and said, hey, you know, we like what you got in this plan here or in this contract. We'll discuss it after the election. If we win, maybe we'll take it up. If we don't, then whatever. We don't have the power to do anything, but that's neither here nor there. But Trump's team, they agreed to sit down with them. They talked with Ice Cube about his contract with Black America, which is different from the Platinum Plan. Everyone is mixing those two together.
Oh, is that a different? See, when I was reading headlines, because I heard about the whole Ice Cube thing too, I thought that was a Platinum Plan.
CNN, they did that on purpose. And the right-wing Trump supporters also did it on purpose because they're trying to get people to believe that Ice Cube is endorsing Trump. And I went through and I read the transcripts. I read everything. I looked at all the interviews, and this is what I came up with. The Platinum Plan is here. The contract with Black America is here. This is Trump's plan. This is what Ice Cube and his team, I don't know how many people was working with Ice Cube. He never elaborated on what actually was in the contract with Black America or who.
Yeah, I was about to say, he never did.
He never elaborated on it at all. And he never said who was involved in its construction at all. So I'm just going to call it Ice Cube and his team. So here's the contract with the Black America. Here's the Platinum Plan. Ice Cube he received some email or phone call from Trump advisors. And he also received a similar communication from the Biden team saying, hey, we saw this contract with Black America. We like these things in here. We'll revisit this after the election. That's what the Biden camp said.
Okay.
Trump said, we like what's in here. Let's meet and let's talk about the specifics. And if we agree upon whatever, we'll adopt it into our Platinum Plan. So when he met with the Trump team, they said, oh, yeah, we like this, we like this, we like that. How does $5 billion towards economic stimulation for Black businesses sound? Yeah. And I'm assuming Ice Cube said, that sounds good to me. How does the creation of 3 million jobs for Black Americans sound? Oh, that sounds good for me.
Amazing, yeah.
So Trump and his advisors, they adopted some of the tenets inside of the contract with Black America, and then they added it to the Platinum Plan.
Okay.
So just to clarify again,
So the Platinum Plan does have certain things in it from
Ice Cube's plan.
Okay.
Exactly. But they're two separate things. So then people on, Black Twitter, of course, is saying that we're canceling Ice Cube. He's sitting down working with a white supremacist. He's working with a racist.
And I don't want to interrupt here, but that's like one of the biggest things that we have to like work on as a people is that we are rightfully so, and especially our women, very in tune with emotions. So it's easy for us to become emotional before we know the facts about certain things. And in this Ice Cube situation, certain people are demonizing him before we know what his intentions are. You know what I mean? So I feel like we got to be careful about who we make enemies if they're good allies. You know what I mean? I see Ice Cube right now as a good ally. And just because he's sitting down and talking to a person we don't necessarily like, it doesn't necessarily mean he's selling us out. It could be just for the benefit of us. We do have to, regardless of if Trump is in or not, we have to have some kind of plan that's going to make us better in the next 4 years. So I don't care who has to sit down and have that conversation. Somebody has to do it, and the person that makes that conversation shouldn't be demonized. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And here is a bigger point, right? So people are condemning Ice Cube for sitting down and talking with a white supremacist or trying to negotiate a deal on behalf of Black Americans, ADOS, our people. But here's a reality check. Most of you sit down and make contracts and deals with white supremacists every day.
Go and talk to him. Talk to me.
Go and talk to me.
Yeah,
well, we did.
You sit there and you strike deals with businessmen. You don't know in their personal lives who they vote for. They might be Trump supporters. They might donate millions of dollars to his campaigns, hundreds of thousands of dollars to his campaign, create super PACs for him.
Yep.
But you sit down and you strike deals with these people. If you're in the education system, we know the institutionalized racism in education systems. You're a teacher. You're striking deals with people who are on the board who are probably Trump supporters.
Right.
So to condemn a person for sitting down, negotiating, trying to make a deal on behalf of Black Americans to benefit us, Why not try to look at it objectively and remove that emotional lens and say, yeah, we know Trump's racist, but he is also the president of the United States. Mm-hmm. And if we're going to actually start having these realistic conversations about reparations, we need to have it with whoever wants to listen and who has a position of power to make it happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can 110% agree. And like you said, it's about being able to take yourself away from the emotions. And I feel like the Democratic Party in particular have been selling us a lot of emotions. I feel like this whole trip, the reason why people are going to vote for Joe Biden is because he's not Donald Trump. You know what I mean? They're not voting for – a lot of people – most people I think that are voting for Joe Biden aren't voting for Joe Biden because he's Joe Biden. They're voting for him because he's not Donald Trump. And I think that they know that, so they're playing it. And to get the black vote, they're just playing on emotions. I need to know concrete what are we going to do if we vote you into office that's going to benefit us.
Why wouldn't Biden or his team sit down and meet with Ice Cube? Okay, I get you're not the president right now. But if you got that much confidence that you're going to come out as the victor in November, right, why wouldn't you take an opportunity to sit down with a black man who spent time coming up with this contract for black Americans, an actual plan with money behind it? Here's where we need the money to be appropriated. Here's what it's going to do for our community, the impact it's going to create. Why wouldn't you take that opportunity or someone on your team to sit with him and talk about that plan in detail instead of just saying, yeah, we like the plan, let's revisit it after the election?
Right. I think it's because they feel like they have the black vote just in their pocket,
and they don't need that. Okay, cool, Ice Cube. That's a nice little plan you got there, but we're gonna talk about that later.
Yeah, well, let's be honest. They have had us in their pocket for a while. I think now is just recently people are starting to more look at things of what can you do for me, because it's just the new movement of being more aware of what's going on in your surroundings, especially as a black person, is really starting to pick up. So we're starting to look at politicians and say, what are you doing for us now? Instead of just allowing them to come in, sneaking hot sauce in their purse and dancing, you know what I mean, doing a nay-nay or whatever on camera and just trying to get our vote. Because that's what it used to be. For black people, to get our vote, it used to just be a show. They could just pretty much do whatever they wanted, and as long as they seem like
get
they
some
can
cool
relate
kids
to
and
us,
make a music video.
Yeah, as long as they can relate to us by putting hot sauce in their purse or saying if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Like,
that was a slap in the face.
Yeah, no, yeah, that was disrespectful. Yeah, and it's just like it's for me. It's like that's why I'm more a part of what are you gonna do for us, because I don't feel like anybody really cares about us.
No, they don't.
I feel like they're gonna make it seem like they care, but the only thing we can do for ourselves is to make sure that they do something for us. You know what I mean? So you don't got to care about me. Just make sure that we get that $5 billion that you agreed upon. You know what I mean?
Well, let's go through the plan here. So President Trump's promise to black America over 4 years: increase access to capital in black communities by almost $5 billion, 3 million new jobs for black community, creating 500,000 new black-owned businesses, increase access to capital in black communities by almost $500 billion, safe urban neighborhoods with highest police standards, commit to working on a Second Step Act, access to better education and job training opportunities, give black churches the ability to compete for federal resources for their community, bring better and tailored health care to address historic disparities, immigration policy that protects American jobs, advance home ownership opportunities, and advance financial literacy in the black community, and then onshoring manufacturing to advance jobs and develop opportunities for black-owned businesses. Now, if he can do half the things on this list,
just half.
If he could do half the things on this list, I would say he would have done more things as president than any other president in our history on behalf of black America.
In terms of black America, not including the LGBT community and the feminist movement, just in terms of African Americans.
POC, we're not talking about people of color here.
Right.
You know, we're not talking about this diversity, this rainbow, right?
That we keep getting lumped into.
We're talking about black Americans.
Yeah.
If he can do half the things on this list, then I think we can see some true change in our community. I mean, $500 billion
that's a lot
in
of
available
money.
Capital for black businesses. That's one of the largest, the biggest barriers that black businesses face is getting access to working capital.
Yeah.
Getting a loan from a bank.
That's what I tell people. The racism, the painful racism, the worst racism isn't necessarily, and I say this with respect, it's not the shootings. You know what I mean? Even though you lose a black life, you don't want to ever see that, right? It's not necessarily the shootings. It's when I have a great business idea, I have great credit, and I go in and I have a great job, I have stable income, and I come in to get a loan, and you still reject me. That right there, that is
because my business haven't been around for more than 2 years,
right?
But I've proven to you that I've been able to generate revenue.
Exactly. So you
could tell that was kind of personal.
Yeah,
because I've been denied loans before, and I've proven that I've been able to generate revenue, decent credit score, get denied a loan.
And then that's what I'm saying. And those are the things that really affect the generational wealth that we need that could really turn the ship around. You know what I mean?